so full of bread. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Your eyes, I say, your eyes may look like his. Yeah, but in your head, baby, I'm afraid you don't know where it is. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Tears are running, they're all running down your dress. And your friends, baby, they treat you like a guest. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Oh, now I don't hardly know her, but I think I could love her. Crimson and clover. Ah, will she come walking over?
dill in the soup? I would never do that. Not enough flavor.
It's like a very fresh, light, tasty chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, classic fucking British food tastes like nothing. Don't worry, it's gonna be milky pussy pasta. It's not gonna have that swells that you're looking for, chef. Because I'm tired of buying cream, chef.
What's that mean? What does that mean? I'm tired of buying cream.
Figured that I could make my own cream.
So you decided to sabotage my dish!
I had to stop injecting bleach because my boobs got too big. You know how you get a recipe and you're like, where's the fucking recipe? I was a little girl. Like, no, where's the recipe? This is Sunday night dinner and a movie. This is the one stream a week that I ask you, in particular, to not be an asshole. Not today. Not on the Lord's Day. The Lord being me. Okay? I am the Lord. This is the Lord's Day.
Pay no attention to who you might have seen earlier. That wasn't me. I didn't actually hit full screen. Schwill Schnaff. What you doing? What? Oh, it's so stupid. Oh my god, it's so dumb. It's so silly. Will, aren't you what are you doing in here? I hear you on the phone. You double multitasking. Wonder Gal, thank you for the 18 months. Other DW, thank you for the 19 months. J. Marianne, thank you for that raid. Woke Caesar salad. My favorite kind of Caesar salad. Thank you for the 3 months. Red CXY, thank you for the 27. Asian Skills, thank you for the 15 months. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Yeah. There's a lot that happened today. We had the BAFTAs. Today. So if you are part of the Anora Hive, you're eating good. My conclave cunts, you are also eating good after today. My let's see, who else? Everyone else has kind of been the same. Adrian Brody won again. Kieran Culkin won again. Zoe Saldana won again. I have never said anything about the British ever. Well, I was talking to my mom yesterday. Also, my mom is back in the New York Times comments. She says she's back. Like, she literally was like, I'm back. I'm so back. I went, okay, good to know. The team was asking. But she was asking me about my thoughts on all of the films this award season. She's like, what did you think of Conclave? And I said, I loved Conclave, but I have a feeling that you did not love Conclave. She did not like it for the reasons that I loved it. And I kept being like, but it was so cunty. She's like, please don't use that word. I was like, but it was. She's like, well, that's why I think I didn't like it. I was like, Mom, you got to get with it. We love a cunty Pope selecting process, okay? Gossip Girl, but the Vatican. Yes, it's hard to believe. Wait, was it last year's BAFTAs? No, it was 2 years ago BAFTAs of Angela Bassett did the thing. I was like, there's no way it's only been a year. No, that was 2 years ago. I was like, what is time? I watched Nickel Boys today. I still have a headache from me crying during it. Isn't it gorgeous and tragic? And also so tragic that it's just been so mostly ignored. Finally saw Amelia Perez. Lamau, holy shit, definitely entertaining, will say that. So I think tomorrow night I'll probably look at more BAFTA stuff, and we really only have since BAFTAs happened. So we pretty much have SAG as far as like the major precursor award shows go. And that's it. And then we have the Oscars. So right now I would say the most exciting race, the one that just who's to say, is Best Actress. So you got the momentum of the last couple weeks for just Anora overall. I do think that Brady Corbet is still going to win Best Director at the Oscars, but I think like Best Actress, I still have Demi Moore in the number one spot, but I think Mikey is really giving her a run for her money. Demi has, Demi won the Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, but Anora won Best Picture, PGA, and Mikey won DGA, and she just won the BAFTAs. So, anyway, we can get into it more tomorrow night after podcasting when I'm not doing dinner and movie tonight. But yeah, what else? Last night I did not stream. Plebowski, thank you for 30 months. I had a very, very exciting night where we went to the hardwood store. Hardwood store? Is that what it's called? Hardwood? That's not it. That's something else. Hardwood is something else. Well, anyway, I had to clean my pipes out and get those pipes all cleaned. But, a clogged drain hates to see me coming. Yeah, I was unclogging drains last night. I unclogged those drains so hard. Ain't nobody unclogging drains like I am. Yeah. So last night we had hardwood, we had pipes, we were unclogging drains. I also started to pack up, and then it was too much. I packed my books, and Will was like, "You've already used half of the boxes that you got." I was like, "What about my books? I don't know. What do we do? I'm not supposed to bring all of my books? What are we, banning books over here?" Heba, thank you for the 5 months. Sorry that I like to buy books and not read them. Ahem. Some of us over here are really busy buying books that we don't read, but that we like to keep on our shelves. Thinking one day I'm gonna read that book. Or have books that we started reading and we didn't finish reading. Some of us are intellectuals. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you go on Book Talk? I'm only like on Book Talk. I'm not on Book Talk because I'm not on TikTok, but I'm aware when it makes it to a platform like Twitter, or when, you know, there's a YouTube video about like the latest Book Talk scandal. It's crazy over there, though. Yeah. Some of them have cool covers. What am I supposed to do? Not buy them? Jesus. I remember seeing once somebody who had it was one of those like organization porn type of TikToks. And they had taken the book covers and replaced them all with like black and white bullshit. I was like, no. What are you doing? What are you doing? The cover is the book. Those depress me. Those depress me too. Or maybe it was like black and white, or they like made all of the book covers white. The clean girl aesthetic, yes. Not in this house. Chicken recipe, it is linked at the top. He's acting kind of weird. Do you notice him acting weird? He just came in your room and farted all over the place. Oh no. Yeah, maybe, you know what? I think the moving boxes are freaking him out. What a Chad. No, I didn't say that. I was reading chat. I don't encourage the farting. You know, I hate how much farting happens in this house. You know, if it were up to me, I would eliminate all farting. Goes for you. That's his evil twin, Farley. That's not Farley. That's his evil twin, Fartley. Oh, poor baby, though. His tummy, he's always got the tum problems. I gotta bring him back into the vet. He really is my child. Far. He really is my baby. Far. I just fed him, so don't believe his lies. Don't believe his lies. Do you have a moving date? Nope. Negativo. He learns from his father. He's got tummy problems like his mother, and he farts like his father. Just saw your video about people comparing you with Hassan. I'm so tired of people saying that we look alike. Oh, wait, you guys. I have to tell you about something that I was dying about today. So, remember the story that I told about how after the Streamer Awards, at the Streamer Awards after party, I was talking to somebody, somebody's manager who I've known for a minute now, and I was with Austin, and he was like, "Oh my God, you and Austin have such great chemistry. You guys are like a married couple." I was like, "Ha, thanks. That's what everybody says." And then he goes, "You were so fun in the tub together. I loved that episode." I went, and Austin just froze up because both of us realized that he thought, person we were talking to thought that I was Valkyrie, which, like I said, is an honor. But anyway, today, the podcast episode that I co-hosted of Press Escape dropped. It was great. I hope everyone has a chance to go see it. It was a lovely, wholesome episode where we talked to Kentaro and got to hang out with his precious Shiba Inu named Sanchan. And anyway, I saw a comment that said, and the main part of this comment is not the like putting down Lisa because of like that's not what this is about. But the comment said, "I feel like Lisa was a lot better this episode. The pod flowed better. Maybe it's because both her and Ray are out of their usual studio." So that wasn't Lisa. That was me. Which Lisa's great. Okay, I love Lisa. Let me just be clear. So I guess now I'm Ray and Lisa, which means I am too powerful and my boobs cannot be stopped. When I saw that comment, I looked down, I was like, no, I'm definitely not Lisa. Maybe they were audio only. Okay, sure, but we do. Well, Lisa and I sound nothing alike, and also Ray mentions that I'm co-hosting the episode and then mentions my name multiple times throughout the episode. So there's no explanation. I don't know. Once again, you know what? I'll take it as a compliment because Lisa is gorgeous. She is insanely hot. So who am I? Which like successful hot lady am I going to be confused with next? Caroline is a common Lisa. Yes. You know how Caroline is a nickname for Lisa. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So I am every woman and every woman is me? Maybe? Lisa Kwangaib. Lisan Kwangaib. Yeah, so we got Raekwon, we got Lisan Kwangaib. So yeah, I'm trying to think of who next. I think I want to be confused. I think next I want people to think that I am why am I blanking on her name? Gemma Chan. Yes, please. This is me. Well, we are Maya Higa. Okay, that's not just a me thing. We are all Maya Higa. So, yeah, this is what I'm going for next. Next up, Pokey Kwan. Oh, that's a good one, too. Pokey Kwan. I like that. Are we talking about... No, we're talking about Lisa, who is the founder of Tiny Little Protectors, I think it's called. It's defense things like pepper spray, tasers, and just other cute little things, but like super cute. And she's the co-host of Press Escape. So I was filling in for her because she was not in Japan. She was supposed to go to Japan, but she's moving to Hawaii. And that's where she's from. And so Ray had asked me to co-host the episode, the second episode that she did in Japan. Didn't Dan Clancy? God, that's right. That was a classic moment when I was confused for Fan. Okay, wait, who else is there? This is more than I remembered. Okay, so Fan, Ray, Lisa. Somebody's probably confused me with Extra Emily. There's gotta be comments out there that are like confusing me with Emily. I would say probably every Asian female streamer, of which there's a lot. There's a lot of Asian female streamers. So much potential to be confused with. Drunk on a Plane, thank you for the 6 months. I was wondering if you and Sam are planning on putting Let Me Know on Apple Podcasts soon. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's up. I don't know what's going on with that. I think we had an issue. Man, I kind of forgot about it entirely. Let me put that into my brain and remember to ask Sam tomorrow. Madden Man, thank you for the Prime. Kangi, thank you for the 19 months. Sketty Bobetti, thank you for those bits. Emily, Fan, Lisa, Ray, Kwan. I would never confuse you with anyone else, Emiru. Oh, thank you. Panic at Nabisco. Sam had an issue making an Apple ID for the podcast. She didn't want to use her own. Oh, that's right. Now I'm remembering, but I guess I forgot to like check in and see where we're at with that. During the Jonas concert, I saw chatters confusing you as Jelly. Oh yeah. People also thought the Jonas concert, people were so confused. There were just too many Asian women singing. Just too many. You can have like maximum 2. That's it. I saw comments that I think confused every single... people thought I was his girlfriend, Jen. I think, is that how you meant, Jen? Yeah. Jen, who's a sweetie pie. And there were a couple, not even just one, a couple comments that thought I was Jen, which must have really confused them when Jen and I would appear, like when we would be on screen together. That must have been. You said Jelly. Yeah, I was like, well, there are just too many Asian broads at that show. Maybe there was one named Jelly. Or sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's like their gamer tag that I don't know. I just saw your podcast episode with Kentaro and genuinely gave a big shot of happiness to me. Yeah, I rewatched the episode today, and was reminded of how was reminded of how his positivity is something that I want to bottle up and just nuke the world with. In like a good way, you know? Yay! Caroline, watched you in Fear and separately for months before I realized you were the Caroline that they talked about. That's me. That's me who, gets my stories stolen and has my things in my life acted out on Fear and with Austin Show. So, anywho, tonight, y'all, Sulio, thank you for the 13 months. Now that you are moving to a larger place, you will have to move all your wine bottles from the basement. I know. It's gonna be. It's daunting. It's daunting. My collection is bigger than Dennis Quaid's in The Parent Trap. The new place has 6 wine cellars. The new place is just a wine cellar. That's the entirety of our new spot. So tonight we are doing dinner and a movie. And I am going to make the recipe that was recommended in the recipe channel. So please put stuff in there because I do check that periodically when I'm like, what am I going to make? And Sky, yeah, I don't know how anyone could confuse me. Sky had recommended this recipe. So if it's bad and it has nothing to do with me, it's all her.
What's going on? How many messages?
It's a lot.
How many viewers do I have?
3,200 live right now.
30 fucking 200.
I miss this guy.
People watch you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who am I? Valkyrie?
Huh? Are you famous?
Kind of. She was on Jeopardy.
She was who?
One of the questions.
Ha! Yeah, you know what? I bear responsibility for everybody confusing me with every other female Asian streamer. Who are you? Did you see her watching this clip? No, I did. I didn't. Wait, I want to see it. I want to see it. I bear responsibility for people now, for people thinking that I am Ray. Why was this dude so yassified? Yeah, he had like perfect teeth. Perfectly perfect white teeth. Oh my god, wait. Speaking of yassified, I have to show you guys this. I am dying. Y'all, look what they did to Lana Del Rey's gator catching husband. They yassified him. That's not what he looks like. That's not him. This Lana Del Rey stan account who posted kind of the hottest married couple of Louisiana, which no, they're not, okay? Every other couple like, did everybody die? That is not him. That is not him. They gave him the substance. Wait, somebody posted the photos of him. If only. They yassified him, and this tweet says, they yassified her man to make him look Puerto Rican. They seriously did. They yassified him because it's the only way they can, like, they have to live in this fantasy world that Lana Del Rey marry a yassified version of Gator Man. Look how they massacred my boy. Like, I think this is the actual photo because that is, I've seen other pictures of him and that is what he looks like. Not this. This is the substance version of him. Like, can I just let me make a plea. Let me make a plea. Okay. Please. If anybody ever posts a photo of me, please do not ever yassify me. Because I see stans do this all the time and it's crazy. It's like Ariana Grande, Taylor, these are all gorgeous women. I cannot believe their stans not only will yassify them, but now yassify the Gator husbands. Wild. They face-tuned black and white pics from the 60s. They must be stopped. They must be stopped. Stans yesifying their, whoever they stand, they must be stopped.
Look. Are you even trying, Caroline? Are you even fucking trying? What is that? What is that?
Will.
Yes, that's right. I knew she would defend me.
Caroline, I can treat you so good.
Oh, I know.
I could treat you so well.
Oh,
and honestly,
I know.
he shouldn't have even took the photo. He should have waited until you were ready.
Thank you.
The audacity. The audacity.
My favorite thing, one of my favorite things.
Raekwon on top.
Seriously, Raekwon on top. One of my favorite things in Japan is how whenever one of the guys would do what we wouldn't even know what they had said or what they had done, but it was always like Ray and I would have each other's back regardless. We'd be like, "How could you?" I'd be like, "What?" Yes, this is how it goes. Okay. If there are two women together and the rest are men, especially if those two women are Ray and Caroline, myself, well, who knows who I am anymore. There is never going to be any coming between of women supporting women. That's right, baby. The real photo of Lana Del Rey. Yeah. What the fuck? That's insane. Look how they massacred my boy. Oh my god, he looks like he's from like a boy band. Oh my god. It's also weird because this is from last year. It's not even a recent photo. What is going on with the stands? The stands are not okay. It's not even the same facial expression. Oh my god. They literally just changed him into a knockoff they just changed him to a knockoff J.R. Ramirez. Who is that? Let me see. Yeah. Victor, thank you for the 11 months. He didn't fight gators for 50 years to be yassified. Yeah, like, this is the face of somebody. This is the face of a gator man, okay? This is the face of a man who's like the third most famous in a boy band and then ends up on like a D-list reality show. What are we even doing here? What are we doing? This is Pain Malik. That is not a face that the Gators fear. Okay? That is just so fucking funny.
Let's make some ring job cakes. If you buy these balloon ring job
future
cakes
dessert
online,
stream?
they're $30 for 6. Let's see if I can recreate them at home within $5. And of course, I want to make them even prettier. Oops, they're kissing. For the viewing,
Oh, I love her account. Will showed me her videos
use
before.
sakura flowers or strawberry flowers. I used a mini cookie cutter to stretch the balloon.
Is that a condom? Oh no,
Then I
that's
just
oh god.
insert-
Oh Jesus, what is wrong with me?
The fillings little by little. For the ring job cake part, let's just add powder
I just ruined this cute video.
and water. Make sure you bring the mixture to a boil Otherwise, your cake will be cloudy instead of transparent. I used a water bottle to fill the balloons. Now we just need to tie them up and cool them down in the fridge. Should be working. Come back to see results with me in 3 hours. Let's make.
Yeah, you know what I should do one of these days? I should do I try to make cute cooking TikToks, and then they end up not cute at all. So, anyway, speaking of cooking, we better get started because I know Will's going to come in here in 5 minutes and be like, "Food? Is the food ready?" I'll be like, "What? I'm looking at pics of Lana Del Rey's yassified husband." Sorry, I'm a little busy, dear. Okay. All right, so this is what we are making. Looks delicious. Skillet creamy French mustard chicken. Are you high? I'm high on life. I'm high on the word of Jesus Christ. What about you? Drop the lip combo. I think if you go ! Lips. There you go. There you go. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. Looks good. Looks delish. As per usual, my batteries have been charging for a long time and they have hardly any % on them. So let me go check those bad boys real quickly. See what we got. Let's switch her over. I've been staring at the edge of the water. Woo! Woo! Let's get this. Let's do this. Let's do this. No, this is not the last kitchen stream. Let's wreck this place. You're insane. You're crazy. Okay, so how are we? Camera, mic looking, sounding good. Thank you, Hannah. Okay. All right. You guys, I swear I get one thing fixed. So last night, I unclogged those drains. And then today, my disposal broke. I swear to God, this apartment is trying to run me out of here. Like right when I feel good about having fixed something, something else breaks. It just never ends. I feel like a dad who's like, turn off the lights. Do you know what the light bill was this month? So, anyway. Okay, we got 9% battery. We got 9% battery here. Cool. So we're charging the other one. So at some point, you guys, it might die. Don't be scared. Okay?
Don't be scared. It's all gonna be okay. All right, let me get the recipe pulled up. Whew, okay, all righty. French mustard creamy chicken. Okay. Looks like it will be pretty simple. I love a recipe that doesn't have a million ingredients. Love that for me. Hogan, thank you for the gifted. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. So, how do we start? What do we do? Let's take a look at this. So we are getting French with it. Oui, oui, oui. We are getting le French. Do you know what I realized? I did not do anything to celebrate Chinese New Year. I guess we went to Chinatown in Japan, but I didn't do a Chinese New Year cooking thing. It's because last Sunday would have made sense to do it, but I didn't even think about it because Will had requested those Crunchwrap Supremes. Yeah, maybe when we move over to the new place, one of the first cooking streams I can do, or one of the first cooking streams I do should maybe be like something Chinese. Something. Even though I continue, people continue to be confused online. Am I a white woman or am I a Chinese communist? The question has not been answered yet, so it's to be continued. Nobody knows. Do I work for the Chinese Communist Party because I'm a goddamn tanky, or should I shut up because I'm a white lady? Actually, much like, here's the truth, much like Lana Del Rey's husband, I am Latino. Me and Jeremy Dufresne, famed gator hunter. Yes, well, I'm Filipina. I am everything. Okay, so what we want to do is ingredients, olive oil. Let's get everything gathered that we need. Olive oil, chicken thighs. Chicken thighs, salt, pepper, shallots. I know there's some type of shallot pun in there somewhere. Oh, fuck. So, here's the thing about the white wine, which is next on this ingredient list. I think my cellars might be empty. So, shoot. All right, we'll come back to that. Low sodium chicken broth. We got her. Dijon mustard. Check. Whole grain Dijon mustard. I know I have that. Okay. Just do vodka instead. Yeah, I'll see how that changes things. 2 tablespoons of heavy cream and then parsley, and that's it. Okay, great. Great. Nothing too crazy there. So first, arrange a rack in the middle of the oven. Arrange my rack in the middle of the oven? All right. All right, well, the recipe calls for me to arrange my rack in the middle of the oven, so. Well, after today, I have an upgraded rack. So that shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Sear the chicken. Heat the oil in a large cast iron or oven-safe skillet over medium-high heat. So let's use, we're gonna use, ow, this one. Okay. Instructions unclear. Tits stuck in oven. Wow, this recipe is really rated X. Sear the chicken. Well, that's not nice to call him the chicken. Okay, do I need to cut up anything? What do we want to do with these shallots? I'm sure I gotta dice these shallots. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Sear, comma, the chicken. Alrighty. Alrighty. Anyway, what was I starting to, oh, I was talking about how today a lot happened because we had the BAFTAs and then there was also SNL's 50th anniversary, which, do you know what makes me kind of sad? Is whenever I mention SNL to Will, I was like, for instance, are you gonna watch the 50th anniversary? And his response is, fuck no. When once upon a time, that was his favorite show. Like, I didn't grow up watching SNL on TV because I didn't have TV, but he did. And every Saturday night, little Willie would sit in front of the TV and watch his comedy heroes. You know what? In the case of SNL, it's not don't meet your heroes, it's don't meet the show that produced these heroes of yours. What changed? Oh, when SNL fucked him over. Yeah. Anyway, did anybody, I think, isn't the special airing now or did earlier? I don't know. The only thing I saw from it, which it is, sometimes there are things that make me pause and go, what is wrong with you? Somebody posted a blurry photo of 2 people in the crowd and went, can't believe they're hard launching at the SNL 50th anniversary. And it was a very blurry photo. And I knew that it was Martin Short and Meryl Streep. I didn't even have to look in the comments. So that's one of those where I'm like, why did I know that that was Meryl Streep and Martin Short from a super far away, blurry photo of the crowd at the 50th SNL anniversary, and the 2 of them had their arms around each other? Rob Schneider is sitting next to Al Sharpton. Ugh. Yeah, I started to watch some of Miley's performance. Okay, I gotta cut these. Yeah, it started 2 hours ago. It's only okay so far. It's been okay. It's being aired right now. Well, obviously it was last night, but the special.
Like a moth to
Black Opium.
Black Opium Glitter, la nouvelle intensité marshmallow musqué, Yves Saint Laurent.
Music, so it's always a surprise. That's why sometimes it's funny when I'm singing something that is not at all the song that is playing on the playlist. I feel like shallots are very much so the underrated cousin of the onion. Right? It's like the onion. The onion's the cousin who gets all the attention in the family. Straight A student, star athlete, yada, yada, yada. And then the shallot's like, hi, I'm here too. Shallots are basically onions if they're good. Ugh! Shallots are expensive. Although, you know, in Donald Trump's America, I expect any day that they will be free. Elon Musk is slashing enough federal jobs and programs that these are going to be free soon. Did you guys see all of the drama with his latest baby mama? BR, thank you for the gifted. Okay. I need the gogs. You know, you don't expect these shallots to hit you, and then they do. Yeah, the reply guy baby mama, who was like, I am asking for privacy as I am pregnant with Elon Musk's child, and then just had a photo shoot in her house. It's like, oh, I thought you wanted some privacy, but here's the New York Post doing a whole thing on you. Yeah, they want to ban IVF as Elon continues to have IVF babies. The thing about Elon having so many babies is I don't want to think about the combination of Elon Musk having sex a certain number of times or jacking off into a cup. Ahem. Please don't put that image in my head ever. Well, now you have to suffer like me. Every time Elon has a child, I always think of what's something that when rich people do it, it's defended, and then when poor people do it, they are criticized for it. And having a lot of kids with multiple people is one of them. where it's like, oh, when Elon does it, it's great, right? All of his defenders out here being like, no, this is awesome. And yet those same people, you know, would look at a single black mother and be like, trash. Did you see how his daughter found out about her sibling in the RuPaul's Drag Race subreddit? Wait, his trans daughter? No, I did not. Yeah, I've seen Vivian's post before about her deadbeat father. God, he's just such a fucking loser. He is the male equivalent body of MTG. Beach blonde. Wait, what is it? Bleach blonde, butch. Fuck, wait, what is it? Bleach blonde, butch. Yeah, okay. Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. He has the male equivalent body of the front. He does look like his Cybertruck. And that's not good. I swear every time I see one of those Cybertrucks in LA, I'm like dying to see who's driving it and just confirm my assumptions. Okay. All right. We're done with the shallots. Thank God. I get so pissed off. Yeah. I don't know if people drive those because they think that they look cool or they drive them because some other reason. The worst was when I saw one in Joshua Tree. It's like this gorgeous, gorgeous nature surrounding me. And then suddenly a Cybertruck goes rolling down one of the dirt roads. I was like, no, this is wrong. Driving an air fryer that it could explode at any moment. Yeah, you're really living on the edge there. Okay, we're gonna put some olive oil into the skillet here. Okay. Yeah, you're just driving around a really shiny dumpster. They said Grimes is the beloved but defiant concubine. She's the emperor's actual favorite, but because she refuses to conform, she suffered exile, ridicule, and repeated betrayals. Wait, who said that? Did you see the Twitter post about how Elon Musk now has enough baby mamas that they're starting to conform to Chinese imperial drama stereotypes? No! Oh, God. It's like the part of the Quan dynasty with all the concubines and children and some of the worst people to ever have existed. Okay. Heat the oil. Meanwhile, pat the chicken dry with paper towels and season with salt and pepper. Great. Empress Grimes. Elon Musk is the last emperor. Yeah, I'm gonna become the private chef to the Musk family. They'll probably all be dead within a day. Like, enjoy. It's my cooking that I don't even, not even intentionally, is what takes out Elon Musk. Okay. Pat the chicken dry. Oh, I don't have any paper towels. Oh, I swear to God, I am always buying paper towels. It's one thing in the house. It's just always seems to disappear. Okay. Oh, okay. There's some napkin bits on this chicken, but that's for extra protein. Yeah, I'm gonna make Elon my vegan mayo. With the newest girl says her Valentine's Day public baby reveal is typical scheming upstart concubine behavior. I don't care. I don't care how much money. It is not enough money. It ain't enough money. There's no amount of money in the world. I'm gonna put salt and pepper on these guys. Let's put them on here. Yeah, people who are like, good for her, get that bag. I'm like, first of all, she sucks too. Nobody sucks as much as Elon, but she sucks too. Second of all, the bag ain't a big enough bag. The bag ain't a big enough bag. I've been staring at the edge. Mike Robot, thank you for the 7 months. Would love to live in a reality where Azalea and Elon had a kid. That would be the end of the world. That'd be it. And the thing is she's obnoxious enough that I could see her doing something like that because she thinks it's like an epic troll. No, Elon Musk only has children with white women, so it would never happen. Unless he's got more secret children somewhere. Okay, add the chicken skin side down to the pan and sear until the fat is rendered and the skin is crisp and golden brown 6 to 8 minutes. Alrighty. Oh, that one kind of hurt my back. God, why does sneezing simultaneously, it feels good, but also it hurts. but also pain. It's a good sneeze that hurts your back. Man. So I was trying to decide what movie I wanted to watch tonight. And we're not watching this one, but I started rewatching Uptown Girls, which I haven't watched in a while. And God, do I miss Brittany Murphy. We're watching a film that is very much the opposite of Uptown Girls. So I started rewatching Uptown Girls, and I forget that Brittany Murphy's character in the beginning of the movie is turning 22, because I remember the last time I watched that movie, I was like, 22, that's so grown up. And there is, we're watching Downtown Boys. There's a line early on in the movie during her birthday party where this guy comes up to her and he's like, man, so you're 22? And she's like, yeah. He goes, I just turned 19 and I thought I was gonna kill myself. And me, a 32-year-old watching this movie that I haven't watched in years, was like, yeah, you know when you turn 19 and you're just so old? And how the first time I watched that movie, I was probably like, that line didn't even register. A 19-year-old telling a 22-year-old. Man, what's it like being old? I turned 19 and almost killed myself. It's like every time one of the Phase Boys finds out that I'm in my 30s, and they're like, you're my mom's age. And I'm like, yeah, but can your mom do this? I don't think so. Okay, transfer the skin to a large plate. Once that is done. Yeah, but can your mom do this? I don't think so. You ever watch a movie that used to be about the older kids, now they all look young to you? Yeah. Yes, all the time. Especially rom-coms. Especially rom-coms. There's like no other genre that you will go back and rewatch a classic film from that genre. And you're like, oh my God. They're younger than I am now? My Best Friend's Wedding. How they made a pact where at 27, if they're both still single, that they'll get married. And when I first saw that, 27's the same as 47. No difference there. And then you watch that as, where the fuck did I put the tongs? You watch that as a 30-something-year-old and you're like, oh. Yeah, wow, 27 when you're unmarried. Ooh! Best be getting it on. It's kind of cutting it close. My last dance move looked like a dog getting ready to throw up. Oh yeah, can your mom do this? I'm 30 now and being married at 27 sounds terrifying. Yeah, I remember like my mom got married at 27 and I always thought that that was old. And then when I turned 27, I went, oh my God, my mom got married at 27? A child bride? Did I give my thoughts on the BAFTAs yet? A little bit. Mostly Best Race Actress of all the acting categories is the one that is the spiciest one, is the one that I think is competitive. I think Anora's looking really good for Best Picture. It could be an interesting Oscars where we have a different film winning in a lot of the major categories. You know, we could have Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, but then Anora wins Best Picture, but then Demi Moore wins Best Actress, and then Kieran Culkin for Real Pain wins Best Supporting. Zoe Saldana wins Best Supporting Actress. Best Actor, it's looking pretty good still for Adrian Brody. Although Anora could follow in the footsteps of Brokeback Mountain, even though it's not homophobia, that would be bringing it down, where it wins PGA, DGA, Critics' Choice, and then doesn't win Best Picture. Brody kind of has actor locked up. Not if you ask Club Chalamet. If Coleman doesn't win, I'm pissed. Coleman's not gonna win. That would be a super duper surprise win. Oh fuck, this just died. Hold on. Okay, we got one technology already down. Where is my charger for this? Okey-dokey. Let's plug that bad boy in. So I think Brody is looking really good for Best Actor. I don't think Kieran has any competition. He wasn't even at the BAFTAs. I think Zoe. I really don't think Zoe has any competition. At her speech tonight, when she won Best Supporting, she shouted out her niece who's trans, which, like, I don't know. I just feel so negative over everything related to Amelia Perez, that her shouting out her trans niece is like, you know, the reason that she really wanted to make this film. And it's like, all right, well, this film is trash for trans people. It feels a little like trying to drive things away from Carlos Sofia Gascon dominating Amelia Perez conversation and back to like, isn't this so wonderful that this film is... What? Why aren't you charging? That this film is so groundbreaking for trans people. Is it the first time she shouted her out? I don't know. I haven't heard her mention her trans niece at any of the other award shows. I think she has, I don't know, maybe. Maybe she's mentioned her before. Okay, this is done, so we're gonna move this over. All nice and seared. Got this chicken all kungused up. Ah! Okay, next up. Sorry, I'm trying to pull my iPad back up to life. Whatever you're cooking smells delicious. Well, so far it's just half-cooked chicken thighs, but next we're going to remove all but 1 tablespoon of fat from the pan. We're gonna add the shallots to the pan, cook over medium heat until softened. 3 minutes, okay. So let's take out some of this. Alrighty. Now we're gonna put these shallots in. I'm gonna check my fridge and see if I have anything I can use for... Hey, will you do me a favor? Okay. Yo, what up? Will you just try this? Just a little sip.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it tastes like a Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, because it's old.
No, it doesn't taste like
All right. So that's going in your food. Okay. Just, you know, I like to be transparent here with what happens. With what happens in the kitchen. All right, so right now we are cooking up these shallots. Yum. Do you want pasta or do you want rice?
I'll take rice.
You don't want pasta?
I'll take some rice. That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for making me food.
You're welcome. I think it's gonna be delicious. You love chicken. You do. You do. Oops. That girl is on fire. Okay. I'd say about 30 more seconds here. I wonder if Farley is gonna be chill once we're in our new place. Maybe it's just this kitchen that's so cursed. Maybe when we're in our new place, he'll be at peace. Wait, what's Haas doing? What's Haas up to? I can't see. Okay, this kind of smells like it's burning, but. All right, so we are gonna use half a cup of this old wine. Yum. Half a cup, and we're gonna put that into the pan. And we're gonna cook that for like 3 minutes. Okay. That is bad. This is so bad. Will made it seem like the wine tasted like totally fine. It's not good. I was say because there was like this memory I had of when I last had used wine for cooking. And I'm like, and I lost the cork, so it was kind of just chilling. You know what? It will be fine once it's cooked. Nothing to worry about. Because it's gonna cook down, you know? It's not like you're drinking the wine. You just need the wine so that it can cook down into the sauce. So, what's the name of this? This is a Stellenrust. A Stellenrust Chenin Blanc. I don't know. It's old as hell though. It's your fault for asking a frat guy his opinion on wine. Yeah. Sometimes I really question Will's opinions on things. He will enthusiastically love something and then I'll have it. Well, either it's that I'm a hater or he's way too enthusiastic. I sipped old ass cooking sake once. Oh, sounds hideous. His love for the Jets, for starters. Don't tell him I said that. Yeah, let me think of his worst. Okay. Sometimes he has whack ass opinions on food. Is the best ever, and I wouldn't even give it like a 6. His absolute devotion to the Jets, his fury for Yorgos Lanthimos. He will, like, there is not a single Yorgos film that honestly he does not have hatred for, to the point that he will not watch any more Yorgos films. He's correct. Okay, my thoughts are, I think that even the worst directors, like if you like, I don't mean the, you know, I mean like of any directors, okay? They have at least a, you know, one decent film. But like, I don't know if there's a director who I hate. And especially one who is in, you know, who's like considered a masterful director, who I hate every single one of their movies. M. Night has not done anything good. I disagree. I still rock heavy with I See Dead People, Sixth Sense, and Unbroken. And I fuck with Signs. Unbreakable, my bad. You forgot his most egregious take. He hates Mudang. Okay, no, here's actually how I will sum it up. All right. The thing that drives me nuts about Will Neff opinions is that he will form a very, very solid opinion, unmovable opinion on something when he hasn't even seen it. That to me drives me nuts. You cannot talk shit on Anatomy of the Fall, William Neff, when you never even watched the fucking movie. I especially feel personal about it when it's something that I love. And I love it because I actually watched it. Do you like The Last Airbender? I've never seen The Last Airbender. Like, also, sometimes I will put on a movie and within 5 minutes, he will have made his determination completely about the film and won't even bother watching the rest of it. So, I've decided that in our new place, we're gonna have 2 TVs. We're gonna have, this is where you watch your shit. And I'll be over here. And I don't wanna hear none of your trash opinions. Okay, especially when you haven't watched it. You won't even give it a chance. Because at least, like, for the most part, especially if something has been critically acclaimed, you know, if a lot of people love it, I will, at the minimum, watch the entire thing. You know, and then I will make my, it will determine my opinion. You know? Okay, is this done? I think this is done. So now we gotta stir in the broth. How much broth do we need? We need 1 cup of low sodium broth. This girl is on fire. You gotta watch The Gorge. I actually watched it 2 nights ago. You know what it felt like? It felt very Resident Evil to me. Will and I both were like, this seems as if it could have been a Resident Evil spec script and then changed to just more, you know, generic evil military, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I will watch something purely so that I can have a take on it. I want to talk my shit with evidence. Taylor, I am the same way. And that is why I watched Amelia Perez. You know, I had seen plenty of clips from Amelia Perez. I had seen the discourse around Amelia Perez, but I was like, okay, I have to actually watch this shit show for myself so that I can feel that I can fully talk shit on it. Have you seen One Piece? I have not seen One Piece. I'm not a huge anime watcher. Now you need to do a Resident Evil treatment. I will say it is fun to have these moments of having played video games and then watching a film where I'm like, that looks like it came straight out of this video game that I played. I'm also a dedicated hater. Yeah, it's great. It's great to be a dedicated hater. Okay, 2 tablespoons of Dijon and then whole grain. You know, if you're gonna hate, you wanna be a dedicated hater. Have you seen any of the Ghibli films? Of course. Okay, 1. Have you been watching Severance? Oh, hell yeah. You think that I don't have the biggest crush on Mr. Milchick? Mr. Milchick might be one of my favorite villains in recent history. I am obsessed with his turtlenecks. You know I love a good turtleneck. And goddamn, does Mr. Milchick wear the shit out of a turtleneck. Wait, didn't what's his name? The actor's name. Didn't he just get cast in something? He got cast in something big. Is it a Marvel film? Yeah, and Mr. Milchick's big words. You know I love big words too. A turtleneck and some big words. Wait, he got cast as Kang? Shut up. Wait, no, I thought it was something that was like for sure he was casted. I thought the casting of him as Kang was still a possibility. It's allegedly. Okay, was there something that he got cast in that is a for sure casting though? Mission Impossible. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I am ready for him to blow the fuck up. I just think that he is so good. Yeah, people have been trying to say that Jonathan Majors is gonna come back as Kang, and I'm like, look, I've given my thoughts on Jonathan Majors, okay? And the way that he is just being welcomed back without showing any remorse or redemption whatsoever, but ain't no fucking way that Disney is gonna hire him again. Like, it's not gonna happen. They wanted Coleman Domingo initially, but Coleman declined. You know, I kind of love that for Coleman. Coleman with his sexy ass fits being like, no thank you. They're not bringing back Kang. They're not bringing Kang back, I can tell you. Like, you think that they're just gonna scrap Kang altogether. They're like, ooh, not this one. I hope Britt Lower is in more things too. Dude, if she is not nominated for an Emmy, no spoilers, but her performance in episode 4 specifically, the subtleties in her performance, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, where it's a very difficult thing, the task that she has, and she is incredible. They already wrote him out of the MCU with a single at the end of Loki season 2. Kang is cooked. He's doing Green Goblin in the new Spider-Man show. Okay, he's actually going to be, Coleman is a guy who can do anything. Like, truly. You can put him in anything. And you know, Willem Dafoe was so good as the Green Goblin, but I think Coleman is like one of the few actors who could step into that role and just make it, you know, his own. I loved him on Fear the Walking Dead. That's how I first was introduced to his work. Brit's facial acting out of this world. Yeah, I wonder if Severance is gonna kill it at this Emmys, or I mean, it's a pretty popular show. It's a pretty popular show by both audiences and critics. I know Will's in the background. All right, what am I doing with this chicken? Return the chickens. Oh, I gotta put the chicken in. Oh, can't have creamy French mustard chicken without the chicken. Y'all, what are we even doing? I'm just over here talking shop about Marvel. Okay. Chicken is in. Chicken is in. So, stir Stir in the broth, the whole grain mustard, bring to a simmer, return the chicken skin side up, add any juices accumulated. Oh, now we want to braise in the oven uncovered until the chicken is cooked through. Braise. What? Oh, I fucked up. Oops, I fucked up. I accidentally put the Dijon in. I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, okay. I started to read the recipe and then did what I'm commonly known to do, which is not finish reading the recipe. So, all right, that's fine. So I want to braise. What the fuck does braising mean? Okay, how to braise chicken. What does it mean to braise a chicken? Braising chicken is chicken that's cooked by browning it and then stewing it in a covered pot with liquid. The result is tender, flavorful meat. Wait, but how do I braise in the oven? What is it? Oh, oops. That's why. I was like, but what temperature is it supposed to be at? I didn't preheat the oven. Oh my God, how did I forget the one thing that I learned in Master Baker? I can't believe it. Is the pan oven safe? I think so. I believe so. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Oopsie. Yeah, Will's gonna die of starvation. Adapt. If Sky was here, she'd be screaming right now. She'd be like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Okay, so once that is preheated, we put the chicken in, we cover the chicken, cook it for 15 minutes, and then transfer it to place the pan over medium with the smooth Dijon mustard and the sauce and simmer until, yeah, okay, I fucked that up. That's okay though. Move from the heat, whisk in the cream, taste and season the sauce, serve the sauce with the chicken, yeah, duh, and garnish with parsley. Okay, we're good, we're on track. Non-stick pans are often not oven safe. Okay, wait, these are the pans that Fariand is sponsored by. What are they called? They're, oh, this is the Gordon Ramsay stuff. Hexclad? Hexclad. Okay, Hexclad. Is Hexclad safe for oven? Yeah. Hexclad cookware is oven safe up to 500 degrees. Our glass lids are best suited for stovetop use, but can withstand temperatures up to 400 degrees. So we're good. We just need that oven to preheat. And then I'm gonna, you know what I also appreciate about this recipe? Very little mess. Very little mess. Because I am a very messy cook. So that's not the right cap. This is a bonus, having a recipe that doesn't have that much stuff. No, the recipe does not call for broiling it. Negative. Okay, so let me give you guys a clue about what we are watching tonight, since we're not watching Uptown Girls. Do you know what's crazy too? Is that I was looking up Uptown Girls on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has like a 12%. I feel as if that's too low. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the beginning of it, but I have fond memories of that movie. But is it 12% where it's like, okay, sure, but I love that film? You know? People hate fun. Yeah, 12%? Like, I'm sorry to have to compare everything to Emilia Perez, but you're telling me that Emilia Perez has a 72 and Uptown Girls has a 12%? Criminally low. All right, so first clue. Oh, this is really good. I shouldn't. Okay, let me turn that off. The first clue that I got for you guys. So, okay. This is a film that features the OG Parasocial fan. So when we think about Parasocial fans, we can't forget about the legend, the OG, who is in this film. Okay, you guys yep, okay. Some of you are in the right territory. Some of you have already guessed it. So, second clue I'm gonna give you is that this is the only Stephen King, this is now gonna give it away. This is the only Stephen King film to have won an Oscar. I like how many of you will still guess Shrek 2, even as it has become very clear what the film is. Never quit. Never quit. Okay, this film, the person who starred in this film, who won the Best Actress Oscar, making it the only film to have ever, the only Stephen King film to have ever won an Oscar, was a pretty unknown actress at the time. And so the studio wanted to cast a big name actress. And some of the names that they considered were, it's crazy to think about in the context of the film, but Madonna, Melanie Griffith, who's another one that they considered? Yeah, literally Madonna. There were like 10 actresses. Oh, this is actually a fun fact. One of the actresses that they considered, that they offered the role to, was actually nominated for Best Actress in a different film that Oscars. And she lost to the actress who ended up starring in Misery, which is like just a crazy thing. Yeah, Kathy Bates, who was the unknown actress at the time, and the studio really did not want her to play this role. But Rob Reiner, who directed the film, and William Goldman, who wrote the film, were very insistent that Kathy Bates play this role. Can you imagine Madonna as the character of Annie Wilkes? Can you imagine Madonna in the film that we're gonna watch tonight, which is Misery? And Angelica Houston was the actress that they had offered the role to, who turned it down, and then ended up losing the Oscar to Kathy Bates. We wouldn't even know the movie today. I know. That is a whole ass different film. You know how sometimes you'll say, wow, it's really hard to imagine someone else in this role. But it's like, yeah, but that's because that's the person who played that role. Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes in Misery. It is so impossible to imagine someone else, let alone Madonna. I love movie night because so many movies I've never seen before. Well, you're gonna love this because it's a cozy winter movie. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? We haven't watched anything like in the horror or thriller genre for a minute. And it is winter, even though in Los Angeles we don't have any snow. But I thought, what would be a nice, fun, cozy film that we could watch tonight? The movie Command does not lie. What's the movie? Shrek 2. Yeah, we are watching Misery, a film that is about two ogres, Shrek and Fiona, who travel to the kingdom of Far, Far Away, where Fiona's parents are king and queen, and they are celebrating their marriage. When they arrive, they find they are not as welcome as they thought they would be. That is the premise. Is this the movie with the bed as a central part of it? Yes, this is the movie that, and of course we're not going to do spoilers because we are about to watch this film in a little bit. This is the film where there is a famous scene from this film that I remember the first time that I saw it. And I think I was probably a teenager. And it was I just remember it being one of the most just terror-inducing moments. It just like when you think about iconic scenes from horror films, this scene. I've only seen it once, it's still so vivid. Yes, but anyway, Annie Wilkes, who is our OG, one of the OG Parasocial fans, she's just a big fan. She's just a huge fan. All I'm gonna say, listen, you guys, to anybody out there who has a similar temperament to Annie Wilkes, please take Will, okay? If you're gonna go for like me or Will, you can have Will, okay? All right, we want 15 minutes on that. Okay, so that we're gonna cook. Can't have both, no. No. But you can Annie Wilkes Booth. Or you can Annie Wilkes Will. You have my permission. But I want Farley. Yeah, see, if you take Farley, then I will go Annie Wilkes on you. We're here for you, not Will. You don't want me though. I would be so boring. I'd be so boring if you kidnap me. Okay, no, I wouldn't be boring. I would drive you insane. That's what I would do. I have always really thought that, like, if I were kidnapped, I would be released pretty immediately because I would know how to drive my kidnappers crazy. That they'd be like, oh my God, why did we kidnap her?
At Snyder's of Hanover, we never stop pushing the limits of flavor.
I would only sing Hamilton. I would communicate in song. And they'd be done with me after an hour. What if the kidnapper was a theater kid too? Then honestly, it wouldn't really be kidnapping. I'd be like, oh, I'm actually having a good time. We end up becoming best friends, but also enemies. I legitimately knew a guy who got kidnapped by strangers as a child and given back the same day, and he thinks it's because he was driving them crazy. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Also, that's crazy. They're like, this kid is just so fucking annoying. Take him back. We don't want him. Haircuts. Yeah, I would just do haircuts every 5 minutes. Kidnapping a theater kid? Yeah. Good luck to the kidnappers. Good luck to them. Isn't the wife that gets kidnapped in Fargo also like that? Yeah. Yeah, she definitely drives them nuts. It's very inspirational. DJ Glitcha, thank you for the 18 months. Yeah, me kidnapped would be like the jail. Yeah, you guys have already seen what it would be like if I was kidnapped. Just go back and watch one of the Japan jail streams. He would casually drop it as his fun fact and icebreakers at work. Let me tell you something. When your fun fact is that I got kidnapped as a child and they released me shortly afterwards because I think I was too annoying, there is no other fun fact that can follow that. Like, it's done. The icebreakers are done. You know, it's like, oh, hey everybody, we're gonna do a fun icebreaker so that everybody can get to know each other. And people are like, oh, yeah, I play baseball. Oh, okay, great. Great. What about you, Timmy? My uncle was a U.S. Senator. Oh, wonderful. And what about you? Oh, I got kidnapped when I was a child, and I was so annoying that the kidnappers released me. There's nothing else after that. I knew someone whose fun fact was they are their twin in the womb. They ate their twin in the womb. It's like that one scene from my Big Fat Greek Wedding. She's like, all my life I had a lump right here. And when when the doctors looked inside that lump, they found teeth and a spinal column. Yes, in that lump was my twin. Man, that's kind of that's pretty gnarly to be like, oh yeah, I ate my twin in the womb. but I'm pretty mild-mannered. I'm just a guy. Fun fact, I once unknowingly helped a murderer cross state lines in middle school. Were you in the Bronco with OJ? No, he never crossed state lines. What? How did you pick up a hitchhiker? And it turns out that they were the Golden State Killer? It was my cousin. Oh, okay. It was my cousin. He had killed somebody in a gang dispute. Honestly, that makes more sense, no? You're just helping out family. This is not a fun fact, but since we're talking about, you know, murders and shit, someone who was a family friend of my dad's growing up. So when my dad was younger, he grew up in California. He grew up in the Valley. And every Saturday, my grandma and grandpa would have all of their friends over and play mahjong and like have food and whatnot. And when my dad was growing up, there would always, you know, they would have their kids and there were just a ton of people in the house. But it was always this thing where like the parents would drink and smoke and play mahjong and the kids were kind of left on their own. Well, one of the families who used to be a part of this mahjong group, their daughter, this is about to be really fucked up, so that's why I was like, it's not a fun fact, okay? Their daughter was a victim of, oh my God, who's the serial killer who is in the first season of Mindhunter? What's his name? Ed? He's a famous serial killer. You know who I'm talking about? Ed Kemper. Yes, Ed Kemper. Oh shit. Satin feels good. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Also, Jon Snow, thank you for the 23 months. Yes, so Ed Kemper, who was also called no, he wasn't the co-ed killer. He would target girls who went to the university that his mom worked at. And he was also one of those serial killers who like murdered his mother and whatnot. But he's in the first season of Mindhunter. If you've ever watched the show Mindhunter, also RIP to Mindhunter. Santa Cruz. Wait, was he called the co-ed killer? Because I thought he only killed women. Like his victims were all female. Okay, anyway, he was the co-ed killer. So yeah, if you've seen Mindhunter season 1, Ed Kemper is the serial killer that like they profile, and that's how the profiling began. He was massive. Yeah, he was really, really a big, scary dude. And he would drive his mom's station wagon, and she had all of the like school bumper stickers and whatnot, and would pick up students who were hitchhiking, like back to campus and whatnot. And he was insane. And he was close with the cops. They all called him Big Ed. And the only reason he got caught is because he called and turned himself in. And they didn't believe him at first because they're like, Big Ed, huh? Big Ed's just joshing. You know how Big Ed likes to joke about cutting girls' heads off and being a serial killer. That's a good one, Big Ed. But actually though, Big Ed, aka Ed Kemper, aka Big Ed, only got caught because he turned himself in, and when he called the police station, they didn't even believe him. That show makes me wish Jonathan Groff were straight. I've had those feelings once upon a time as well. So, my aunt was one of Fred and Rose West victims. Okay, that's wild. those two were, when you talk about like killer couples, Fred and Rosemary West. Anyway, so after I think her name was Alice Liu. God, my memory sucks. She was one of the last victims of Ed. She and her friend were both picked up by him. And I found out about this only like 7 years ago. You know how sometimes you'll be with your family and they'll just start talking about some crazy family lore? Some crazy story they'll mention. And you're like, hold on a second. What? Excuse me, can we go back? Can we go back? I'm sorry, can you say that again? And so my aunt was talking about it and I was fascinated. And yeah, and I was like, well, what happened then after, like what happened with the Mahjong group? And she's like, well, yeah, it was really awful and nobody talked about it. She's like, it just, nobody spoke, really. Like the Mahjong, group continued, but I went, so Alice, who you grew up with and whose parents played in this Mahjong group, was murdered by Ed Kemper and then nobody talked about it? She's like, yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess like what the fuck do you even say? You know? I love how I'm like, whoa, how could you not? And then I probably would have done the same thing. Be like, nope. When walking home from, do you have any like serial killer lore in your family history? I feel like, you would.
What? Why?
I feel like you'd have some shit like that, no? That is not anti-white racism. I am white. Walking home from school one day, I was being followed by a windowless white van out of nowhere. Police car chased them away. Literally no idea what happened to them after that. Man, there's so many stories that I'm sure a lot of us have like that, where all you can do is wonder. All you can do is be like, I wonder what that was about. I just finished watching Mindhunter and that story adds more to it. Holy crap. Yeah, it was also, I'm trying to remember more. I think my aunt was saying like, because Alice was Chinese, like she just didn't really, her murder didn't really get like have a lot of care. Like people, it was just like this thing where, I don't know, she was kind of like erased in death. And the other thing is with serial killers, people become so fixated on the serial killer themselves, like where it's the victims, especially when the victims are, the victims are victims of color, where they just get forgotten. And there's just, like, I'm sure there is some white girl on TikTok somewhere who's got an Ed Kemper tattoo, is like, I love Ed Kemper. He's my favorite serial killer. A woman near where I live stabbed her husband to death. She went to prison. I have their cat. She hates women, but I blame that she witnessed a murder. Whoa. Woman stabs her husband, but hates women, and you have their cat. That story's got it all. Okay, this is hot as fuck. Okay, this looks like it's gonna be fire. All right, I need to take. I like that so many of you guys in here have stories involving murderers. We're like, oh yeah, I got one of those. I remember back in the day when I was super, super hooked on listening to true crime podcasts, and I was obsessed with My Favorite Murder, and I sent in multiple different stories for them to read on their, like, you know how true crime podcasts will have that at the end of an episode where they'll read listener stories and it'll be like the worst fucking thing you've ever heard. I had sent in multiple stories, and as far as I know, mine was never read. Oh my God, I was like, what the fuck? Nobody's responding to what I'm saying. It's because I'm in Will's. I have chat sent up. And I was in Will's. I was like, okay. Never mind. Oh, and wait, is the mic going down? Is it going down? Or sometimes it's when I stand by the stove. Casey Anthony lives down the street from me. Oh, Jesus. Everyone's just sharing these horrifying stories. I grew up near a store that employed the guy who was tried for the My Lai massacre. We're just all sharing these awful, tragic stories. Happy Sunday, everybody. Well, you know what? It's getting us ready to watch. It's getting us ready for cozy film night, watching Misery. Your cousin just got out of jail for murder? How's that family reunion been? Walked in on his girlfriend cheating on him in California in the 90s. Yeah, but you could just do that. In California in the 90s. Oh, there goes the camera. Hold on. You know, we always like to have twists and turns. Ow, why the fuck did I just touch that? Farts. Farts. All right, we're back, okay. What was one of the other stories that I sent in? Oh, in Iowa, so I went to high school in Iowa. Okay, hold on, let me just read one thing and then. Move from the heat. Whisk the smooth Dijon. Well, it's too late. I'll just put a little bit more Dijon in, you know? Here we go. Here we go. All right, this looks delicious. So when I went to high school in Iowa, one of my friends in high school, you know how like sleepover time and everybody's sharing scary stories. So there was this murder that had happened in the town that we went to high school where this guy murdered his wife and then chopped her up. And the reason he got caught is because my friend's aunt saw him bringing the bags out with her body parts, a la Dexter style, and then throwing them into the river. Because you know the thing about having like a story where you're like, my mom knew this murderer, or one time my grandma crossed paths with O.J. Simpson, is you kind of have them as like badges of honor. And I am sure that many of these stories that we have, myself included, like at some point along the way, the truth got distorted, right? Or like you hear this story from your friend and it probably is something that they grew up thinking, and then it turns out like, it turns out it actually is not what happened, but that's not the point. The point is, who's got the craziest story? Like, remember when I found out that my dad didn't actually go to prom with Bob Barker's daughter, and how much that just changed everything that I knew? And from that point on, I was like, I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to know something that I've always thought to be true and is like, you know, one of the stories that I've told many times throughout my life actually ends up not being true. Were people just getting murdered all over the place back then, or what? Well, in like the 70s, if you were a serial killer, it was very easy to be a serial killer in like the 1970s. So, you know, if you're like a serial killer and you find a time machine, you probably want to go back to the 1970s because it'll just be so easy. Your mom went to prom with son of Sam, allegedly. I love the word allegedly. Allegedly. Yes, due to lead poisoning, bad tech, shitty policing. Yeah, everybody just was lead poisoned. They say right now the job most serial killers have is long haul truck driving. Yeah, that would make sense. All right, how much of this cream do we want? We want 2 tablespoons. One. Okay. All right. So we're gonna whisk that in. Taste and season the sauce. We're almost done here. Okay. Taste this sauce. I think it needs a little bit of salt. There's a rumor there's a serial killer in Austin, Texas right now. Yeah, isn't the statistic that like at any point there's like 7 to 8 serial killers that are operating? Why don't we have any serial killers whose victims are horrible people, you know? Like, where is the Dexter? You feel me? Okay, so we're gonna put the chicken back in, and then methinks we are good to go. Oh, I forgot to make rice. Oh, maybe we have some instant rice in the cabinet. Alrighty. I'm gonna put these juices all in. Yeah, you guys, I have a rice maker, but I'm gonna make some instant rice, okay? All right. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Are you gonna judge me? Yeah, yes, instant rice as an Asian person, yes. And I have a rice maker, but suck it, okay? All right. I just got back a few minutes ago. The topic's heavy. Are we watching a serial killer movie or something? No, we're watching Misery. But you know how it is.
One person shares their story.
Let's see.
Why did this go down? Why did this go?
Feel like the least of all your problems. You can't reach me if you wanna stay up tonight. Stay up tonight. Like green lights in your body language. Seems like you could use a little company from me. But if you got everything,
What the hell?
figured out like you say, don't wait.
You're supposed to take that plastic off before you microwave.
Look, devil shit is happening. Like they say I sound like the devil.
The devil?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Wait, it's normal now?
You all fixed it? Hey.
What? You didn't even do anything.
Oh, that's just kind of my aura.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
So, this is creamy. Creamy French mustard chicken. So we got shallots. You want a lot of sauce?
Yeah,
A lot of sauce. You want me to sauce it up? I don't know why my setup is doing devil stuff. It's so weird. Okay. So please show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, parsley. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
All right, we got that mustard
Okay.
chicken. There you
Show
go
'em.
for the folks at home.
It's when you use the microwave? What the fuck? Why is that happening?
Are you microwaving your computer?
No, I don't know. Am I? You want a knife?
Let's
You want a knife?
Let me get into it. Hold on.
Do you think that looks cooked? You need salt? Do you want a knife?
I'm just checking if it's cooked.
Oh, that's cooked, right?
Yeah, it's cooked.
What do you mean, yeah, it's cooked?
I mean, it's a little on the pink side, but...
Oh, shit! Wait, I do. You know I'm weird about chicken. Wait, it's a little on the pink side?
Give me another one of them with some more of that sauce.
Wait, I gotta cook this more.
No, it's... I mean, if you want it like cooked, I'd give it another like 5 minutes.
Really?
I don't really mind. No. I'm wild like that.
Okay, well, don't take all the sauce.
I'm not gonna take all the sauce. I just
Wait, hold on.
I want enough sauce.
Wait,
Give me some of this.
let me try it.
Give me some of this.
Give me a piece that's not... God, what is up with me and not being able to cook chicken?
This is fine. I just know you. You like it burnt to a crisp.
I don't like it burnt to
You like
a
it
crisp.
dry.
Comic Juarez. Thank you.
that who just gifted 10 Comic Juarez? Thank you for... Wait, is that who did that? Hold on. Wait, is it doing evil stuff again? Or no? I think that was Comic Juarez who gifted. Thank you. Okay, let me try this.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. That's not cooked enough.
Yeah, it is. I know you just like it cooked.
Are you sure that that's not gonna?
Nah, that's good. That's good. But for your taste, I would cook it a bit more.
Okay. Does it need salt? A little bit? I think a little bit.
I give this.
Hold on.
That's quite a bit.
I think it needs some salt. Let me try a little bite of the rice. Okay.
I give this an 8.8. Really good.
You give it an 8.8.
Yeah, very healthy, satisfying. I like it.
You like chicken?
Yeah. I like the mustard flavor too.
What do you think what are you dinging it on?
Not too much. I think maybe like in the Olympics, I'm crediting for difficulty of dish. I don't know if this is like the most difficult of dishes, but it's really good and you made it very well, and I like the parsley. It really sings.
Okay. I am just curious because you gave the not that I think this necessarily is deserving 10/10, but you gave the Crunchwrap Supreme a 10.
Yeah, it was fire. It was fire.
Okay.
And it's difficult.
It's not that hard, but I
You're
appreciate.
right. I should remove that 10.
No. I'll take it.
This is excellent.
Okay, good?
Yeah.
All right, good. Satisfied, another satisfied customer. Another satisfied customer, everybody. I like that no matter what I make. Whatever I make, even if I don't think it's the greatest thing, I'm like, oh, wait. So, why do you hate it? What is it about the dish that you hate? Not enough salmonella, I guess, maybe? You know? No, 8.8 is very good. 8.8 is very, very good. I will take that. Okay, so I guess I'll just cook that like one more minute and then call it a day. Yeah, I know the camera's fucked up. Everything's fucked up. We got devil voice, we got the camera like this. I don't know. My disposal isn't working. Nothing's working, okay? All right, but we have completed another cooking session, Cooking with Quan. Thank you. And, what the fuck was that? The mayonnaise, God, this mayonnaise came at me like a bat out of hell. This mayonnaise was aiming to kill. Did you guys see that? The mayonnaise just tried to serial kill me. Okay, well, great. The end. The end. Everybody, I think that this is good. Good to go. Nice and cooked the way that I like it. I'm too afraid to use the microwave again. Maybe I'll use it once I switch over to the desktop because I still haven't eaten. Is the Wi-Fi you're connected to in the kitchen on 2.4 GHZ connection? Bro, I don't fucking know what that means. Also, I've used the same, it's been the same for every single cooking stream. I don't know why it would be doing this now. I have no idea. Also, do you, like, 2.4 GHZ? What does that even mean? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna switch this over. I think it started with screaming "Go Birds." Yeah, I think that is what put things in motion. I'm gonna switch this over to our desktop. Yeah, who can even afford 5 GHZ in this economy? In this economy, 2.4 is what we're working with. That's what we got. Will someone send me the devil clip? Need to look at that. Eva, thank you for the 14 months. Kiwi potatoes, thank you for the prime. Vale, thank you for the 24 months. What's up, dude? Old man Tullius, thank you. Nice Harris, thank you for the 8 months. Under all the noise, thank you. Talsman, Don Snow, Hosieri, BR, Mike Robot, Hogan, Victor, thank you everyone. Okay, here's crazy. Here's crazy robot. Oh wait, let me turn the Oh my god, there's so many clips. Okay. Let me look at this one.
What the hell?
You guys, why is it so funny every time? This part when I'm like
You're supposed to take that plastic off before you microwave.
Why? Wait, why does it do that? Why does it do that?
Why did this go down? Why did this go?
This is some crazy ass shit.
Thank you.
This is the mayo. The attack
And-
of the mayo.
What the fuck was that? The mayonnaise? God, this mayonnaise came at me like a bat out of hell.
I can't believe I almost died. That is crazy, you guys. I almost died. Okay, it must have to do with the microwave. It must have to do with the microwave. Because the last couple times it's happened, it has happened because, like, while I was using the microwave. So that's gotta be that.
Oh, I hear my neighbors going insane right now. I'm gonna yell out the window. Hold on. Help it!
Oh my god, that sounds horrible!
Let's go, birds! Okay, Farley.
Microwave ovens and Wi-Fi routers both use electromagnetic radiation, the same frequency band of 2.4 GHz, which can cause interference and affect the Wi-Fi performance. This is crazy shit. Oh my god, I cannot.
Thank you.
Wait, wait, I want the one.
What the hell?
funny because you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Yeah? You're welcome. It's the oh my god, it's so funny. I'm glad you enjoyed it. He already left. I don't even have time to show him. It reminds me of you singing in the car and you went all chipmunk, which is still maybe one of the hardest times I've ever laughed on stream. When we were singing Red Wine Supernova and it turned all chipmunk. I will say the chipmunk never fails to be just hilarious. But you know how it is.
One person shares their story.
Oh my god, this is some David Lynch shit. Holy moly. Yeah, that's my real voice, you guys. That's how I actually sound. Oh, never a dull moment here. Never a dull moment. Directed by David Lynch. All right. Let me pull up our movie rules. This girl is on fire. Oops. All right, y'all, get a snack, get a drink, get a blankie, get cozy.
But don't forget to get something to eat. Delicious meat and nutritious
Get some delicious meat.
My meat for a special treat. Sucking on me is really neat.
Don't be a jerk and don't be a fool. Be a good neighbor and follow these rules. What are these rules? Remember to keep your shoes on at all times. Don't pull your penis out unless you really need to. Indecent exposure is a class 2 felony.
Cannot wait for this. I always like the little bump. Cannot wait for our super duper cozy film night, everyone. Okay, so this is 1990s Misery, directed by Rob Reiner, written by William Goldman, the two of them who worked on films like Princess Bride together. And it is based on Stephen King's 1987 novel of the same name, Misery. And it is the only Stephen King adapted film to ever win an Oscar. And Stephen King has said that this is one of his favorite adaptations. And we know that Stephen King famously has his opinions about film adaptations of his work, namely that he hates The Shining, but when it comes to Misery, he loves Misery. And this film was critically and commercially very successful, and was really a career resurgence for James Caan, who, in the 1970s and 80s was, type of a bad boy in films. He was famous for his work in films like The Godfather and Thief, and then he kind of earned a reputation of being an asshole, being difficult, right? Like a rare male actor being labeled difficult and it having an effect on his career. And so Misery, which was at the start of the 90s, was a resurgence for his career. And then Kathy Bates, who was an unknown actress at the time, well, after this movie, everybody knew her. Okay, so let's talk about Misery. Is Elf considered a sequel? Yes. Elf is the sequel to Misery. Olympi, thank you for the 10 months. I've seen a lot of clips, but that was my first view all the way through. So let's start off by talking about the famous, the iconic ankle-shattering scene. So in the book, I saw some of you write this in chat, but yes, in the book, in that scene, she actually chops off one of his feet, and it's so brutal. But Rob Reiner made the decision to change it from chopping off a foot to shattering both of his ankles because he thought it would make, I know this sounds crazy, but he thought it would make Annie more sympathetic. Like if she chops off his foot, then she's just full tilt, like, oh my God, okay. But by reeling it in a little bit, and hobbling the ankles, it was a way to not have her just be a full tilt monster. Although in some ways, I mean, chopping off his foot would have been, like if they had done that in the movie, that would have been so intense. But shattering his ankles, like that scene will forever live with you when you have seen Misery. And it's one of, it's just one of those scenes from horror movie history that is referenced often in pop culture, that if you know, I mean, it just stands the test of time of being excruciating. But anyway, so that scene too, apparently Kathy Bates was really distraught when she had to film that scene. She was very, very upset because of how brutal it was. And one thing that she and James Caan, who does a fantastic job in the film as well, I think Kathy Bates is obviously the standout, like deserved that Best Actress. But I think James's performance is incredible as well, because he has a difficult job of, one, he's pretty much in a bed the entire time. And the scene when he first breaks out, he was really excited to film because it was the first time that he got to like not be in the bed. So everybody on set was really excited. He was really excited. But Kathy Bates came from the world of theater and James did not. And she really wanted to rehearse, especially wanted to rehearse the ankle breaking scene because of how intense it was. And James he just had a very different mentality when it came to performance, and he did not like to rehearse. And again, James Caan, he was really big in the 70s and the 80s, early 80s, and then he started to kind of lose out on opportunities because he got a reputation of being an asshole and being difficult. So Misery was like this big resurgence for his career, and he didn't want to rehearse. And so Rob Reiner told Kathy, channel it into your performance. And so knowing that little tidbit and then watching the film is awesome, because you wonder, like, okay, as a performer, how do you find this character? Of course, you create backstory. She created a backstory for Annie Wilkes that she was abused by her father. She did all this character work, but like there is this sense that you get that there are so many moments when Annie is legitimately frustrated with Paul, and not just her, like doing crazy stuff, but like there's a frustration there. And I think that comes from Kathy channeling her frustration with James, in that he was a little difficult to work with and refused to rehearse in the way that she, an actress of the stage, wanted to. And Kathy Bates was a newcomer. This was her big breakout role. And so she, of course, probably had the added stress of like wanting to make sure that she turned in the best performance that she could and felt, as ready as possible. How do you have so much knowledge and fun facts stored in your brain ready to go? Some things I know, just like, knowing movie lore, movie history, especially for like really, iconic films like Misery. And then others I read when I'm researching the film. So I don't have everything like ready to go just off the top of my head. So as I had said, they had considered a number of other really big actresses for the role of Annie Wilkes, but William Goldman was actually, who was the screenwriter, was the one who first suggested Kathy Bates. And then Rob Reiner was like, oh yeah, I'm super on board for that idea. So the two of them were very insistent to the studio that Kathy Bates, a no-name actress, and one who like looks like she would be some rural woman living in a place like Silver Creek, Colorado. And what I think it was a genius decision, not just because Kathy Bates is such a brilliant performer, but because it does make Annie Wilkes feel like more of a real person. Like this is somebody who could actually exist, because she was an unknown actress, and because physically she just feels so real, because sometimes a problem with actors and actresses, especially at the A-list level, is that they like have this glamour, they're gorgeous, they're glamorous. So when they try to play roles where they are not supposed to be gorgeous and glamorous, it doesn't always fit perfectly. She felt so down to earth in an insane way. Yeah, like the moment you are introduced to her, you're like, oh yeah, this woman seems like she could actually be real. And it makes it she felt so down to earth in an insane way is such a funny way of describing it. So the Misery first came to Stephen King because he was on a flight and he had this dream that the woman next to him leaned over and she was like all scary and said, I'm your number one fan. And then he woke up and was like, I have the next idea for my novel. He was very insistent that that Rob Reiner direct the film. And it was because he had seen Stand By Me and was like, okay, if I'm going to sell the rights to Misery, then it has to be to Rob Reiner. And what's so great about Rob Reiner as a director is he's not like, you know, he's not known as one of the premier masters of directing. And, you know, when you compare a film like The Shining, which I consider to be Stephen King, you know, the greatest adaptation of a Stephen King novel, because Stanley Kubrick is just, he is in a league of his own. Like the mastery of the filmmaking in The Shining makes it, you know, for me, one of my like top 10 greatest films of all time. But Rob is just so good at telling the story. You know, he's not a guy who's going to try to like reinvent the wheel. He's not trying to get like really fancy with any of his filmmaking. You know, he's done a number of genres, and Misery was his first foray into horror and thriller filmmaking. And sometimes, you know, sometimes directors can run into some problems when they are new to the genre of horror. But I think with Rob, you know, he had done Spinal Tap, he had done Princess Bride, he had done Stand By Me, he had done he had done All in the Family as an actor, so he was an actor and a director. And I think he's just so good at focusing on telling the story and not you know, not letting himself get in the way of that. And so I think one of the best things about Misery is the pacing of the film. It's so perfectly paced. He does such an effective job at building the suspense. Like there is just this underlying tension. Even when we're first introduced to Annie and she's like, okay, seems eccentric and kind of a little bit of a weirdo. And we know this is a horror film, so something's going to happen here. But I like that when you look at the iconic horror villains throughout history, Annie Wilkes is really she's really in a league of her own, and she feels so different from most big horror villains because when you first meet her, she isn't like insta bad. You know, when you meet Freddy and he's already slashing his way through teenagers, when you meet Michael Myers and he's as a child stabbing his sister to death, Annie Wilkes, who is considered, you know, one of the greatest horror villains of all time, you meet her and she's like this really kind of chummy, eccentric rural lady. And even when you first start to see the red flags, when you first start to be like, this doesn't feel so good, you don't know yet how mad she is. You don't know yet how deranged she can be. And it's a testament to Reiner's direction, but of course, and to William Goldman's writing, but of course, we have to acknowledge the performance of Kathy Bates. She is perfect. She is perfect as Annie Wilkes. And, you know, the direction, the writing, but the performances, namely Kathy Bates, is to me what elevates this film to a masterpiece. And I just love how Kathy, she does this thing as Annie Wilkes where when she is like, okay, so she's got a bunch of different speeds, but there's there's like three in particular that really stand out to me. So there's the one when she's like gushing over Paul and smiling and being very like, oh, you oogie boogie. And that is scary in its own right. And then there's the second where she flies off the handle, you know, and Kathy is so smart as an actress that she knows to pick and choose the moments when she goes like 0 to 100. And those moments just make you. The first time she does it, when she pops off, it's not for very long, but she pops off about the swearing, and you get your first glimpse into how scary this woman is, right? And then the third Annie Wilkes speed that is haunting to me is Kathy Bates will like have this glaze come over her eyes where she almost seems to go blank. And it's in the moments when she's like talking about how, you know, she's going to kill Paul. She's going to kill the two of them. And it's like this stillness. And you'll notice that she doesn't look at Paul. She's like looking God knows where. And it's just this fucking terrifying way that her eyes glaze over. And you're like, oh God. Oh no. And to me, we know, you know, we know bits and pieces of Annie's past. They obviously give you the newspaper headlines that indicate she has murdered many people before, and she has murdered children. But the glaze is, you can imagine as she's like leaning over, you know, leaning over a baby in a hospital, and just the glaze coming over her eyes. Like she's just dissociated. Like she is not human anymore. Like like Annie Wilkes is no longer there. Because in the moments when she's flying off the handle and when she's gushing and blah, 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 that feels like Annie Wilkes. But it's when she glazes over that it's like the Dragon Lady. Yes, the Dragon Lady has taken over. She's more terrifying than most villains because she's so unpredictable. Yes, she's highly unpredictable. Oh, okay. And she is smart. You know, she's like this, you know, bumbling rural lady. Oh, what's that, Dom Perignon? You know, she says things that show how, you know, her rural side. She's not a big city fancy writer or anything, but she is smart and she is quick, and that's scary too, right? Having a villain who comes across as bumbling but is not really that bumbling is so fucking scary. She's also emotionally motivated, which is difficult to manage. Yes. So I want to talk about James Caan. So the task, I was saying the task that James Caan had in this role was, one, he's pretty much immobile, whether he's in the bed or he's in his wheelchair. And that's hard, right? As an actor, you are aided by the ability to move, right, in your performance. And so when you take that away, then all of the performance it's here. And so he just does an incredible job at not being able to move, but giving this really, really full performance. And oh my God, he sells the hell out of being in pain. Like, he is very good at convincing you that he is in excruciating pain. And the other thing is that for pretty much the entirety of the film, he is reacting. Like, I know acting is reacting, but he is giving his performance based on what Annie is doing, what Kathy Bates is doing, right? So he has to, like, his job, James Caan's job in this film, is that his performance is all based on what Kathy Bates, Annie Wilkes, is saying and doing. So Kathy gets a lot of praise for this film, of course, but I think it's one of James's best roles. I also think, what's his name who plays the sheriff? Just, you know, you think he's onto it, and then he gets blown away by a double-barreled shotgun. Richard Farnsworth. Yeah, he's also great. The actress who plays his wife, Virginia, I love the two of them together. They're really... I'm not even going to call them comedic relief, because the other thing that I want to talk about is what makes Misery so fucking great is the fact that it's funny. Like, it's deranged, it's terrifying, it's very suspenseful, but it is also funny. And that's because Annie Wilkes has many funny moments, right? Whether it's just the fact that her character is someone who's totally fine with kidnap and murder and all these heinous crimes, but it's a bridge too far when somebody says a swear word, right? Like I'm going to clean that mouth out with soap. That's just like a funny thing about this character. Funny in like a really, obviously fucked up way. But also how Kathy performs the role. And truly, in lesser hands, when she's flying off the handle and then says the word cock-a-doodle, it can, take all the tension out, but it doesn't do that. Even as you're laughing, you're still fucking terrified because you don't know what she's going to do. And yes, I love when she breaks at the end and screams cocksucker. It's like, how when we were kids, it's like the one kid who didn't swear and you would just try to get them to say a swear word and try to get them to say a swear word, and you just needle them, and finally they like scream a swear word, but it doesn't sound right. You're like, wait a second. That doesn't sound right coming out of your mouth. Okay, what else can we say about Misery? Yeah, so Angelica Houston was offered the role. She turned it down, and then Kathy Bates ended up beating her in the Best Actress category at the Oscars. Angelica was in a film called Grifters, and it's just a twist of a twist of irony there that Kathy ended up winning the Best Actress. But the other person who was offered the role, not just considered, but actually offered the role, was Bette Midler, who, it's interesting, is initially Misery had been envisioned as a musical, which I am still down. I am still down for it. But Misery had initially been envisioned as a musical, and had they done the film version with Bette Midler, who turned the role down because she didn't like how violent it was, but she ended up saying it was one of her greatest regrets in life. I love how they could have taken like Bette Midler's background in musical theater and made that a part of Annie's character. Like, I'm just envisioning an Annie Wilkes, even though Kathy Bates is my Annie Wilkes, and I really don't think anybody could have done Annie Wilkes like she did. I also am kind of dying at this idea of Bette Midler's Annie Wilkes, where she has, where musical theater is a part of her character. I'm Your Biggest Fan will be one of the first songs in the musical. You know it would slay. It would be weird for Angelica. Angelica has too much of... She's she's too much of like a kind of ethereal, glamorous look. I just don't think physically I really could have I could have really bought her as Annie Wilkes in the way that I do Kathy Bates. Don't tell me not to. Yeah, don't rain on my parade as she's about to sledgehammer his ankle, or Send in the Clouds. Isn't it rich? Are we up here? Me here at last on the ground. You in midair. And Paul is just screaming in the background. Sand in the clouds. It's a different type of crazy. It's a different type of crazy. A thing I like is how Kathy Bates is actually super short with the camera POV from the bed and him in the chair. Yes. So a lot of the shots in the film are shot in a way to make Annie Wilkes seem like the larger than life character that she is. And Kathy Bates, who is tiny, seems bigger in the film because they make her like tower over him. And they employ these, really close up shots, especially in those super tense moments, like when Annie is walking from the car and it's a close up of her feet crunching in the snow. And then Paul is like trying to wheel back into the room because he's broken out. And it's just like cutting back and forth between those close-up shots. And that really just adds to the dread and clenching your butt cheeks so tight. Making him have the larger perspective also makes you feel like you're James's character. Yes, it makes, it adds to that element of claustrophobia. It puts you in his body, and it just makes Annie all the more terrifying. Like the scene when he's sleeping, wakes up and turns, and it's just a close up of her face, and she's got like the glazed over eye look. And then shortly after that, she shatters his ankles. I mean, that just will make you piss your pants. I feel like Ari Aster also took a page or two from this movie. Certainly, this is a film that has inspired other films and other filmmakers. And Rob Reiner actually cited Alfred Hitchcock as one of his biggest inspirations for the tone and the style of Misery. Someone knocked on my door just now, tried to get in and said, "It's John, my husband." It's not. He's at work, so I called him. He's on his way home. Not sure whether to involve cops or not. Holy shit. Yes. Are you okay? Yeah. I would, I would, yeah, okay. I would call and, lock. Yeah, I would make sure your doors are all locked. Jesus, that's really scary. That's really scary. Did you just watch Misery too with us? Like, wow. Oh, I don't know. I was gonna try to make some jokes to make you feel better, but I don't know if that would make you feel better. Imagine if this happens to George R.R. Martin, he would finish every book and beyond. No, he wouldn't. And as a chatter said earlier, is this why George R.R. Martin hasn't finished his books? It's because someone is holding him hostage. I'm calling the building manager. That's smart. That's a good idea. happened to me once. Turned out they had that. I think what's freaky about it is that this person said that they are her husband. That is, that puts a chill through you. George R. R. Martin would rather disappear. You know what? George R. R. Martin is probably begging for an Annie Wilkes to take him hostage, so he finally can just be like, sorry guys, I can't finish Game of Thrones because if I do, then I'll be killed. I think he's chilling being old. Yeah, I think he's also like doing TV and film writing. You know, I never read the Game of Thrones books, so I don't really have a bone to pick with George R. R. Martin, but I know there are people who have literally died while waiting for the next book. They're like, I've probably written him letters like, sir, hi, I'm on my deathbed, and I was just wondering if you could finish the fucking book, please. He wants to write Marvel comics, but apparently Disney doesn't want to. They're like, yeah, we don't trust that you would that you would finish it. They're like, we know how this goes, sir. Oh, I didn't know that Jack Nicholson was originally offered the role of Paul Sheldon, but because he had such a difficult time filming The Shining, he didn't want to do another King adaptation. Yeah, he was probably like, Stephen King already hates me enough. No thanks. If you don't know, Stephen King famously hated The Shining when it came out, which is crazy. And if you have read The Shining and then also watched The Shining, most people are like, the film is a masterpiece. Like the problems with Stephen King's writing are all fixed by the filmmaking of Stanley. Apparently Kathy Bates felt guilty for years, thinking she hadn't thanked her mom at the Oscars, but it was just that her mom made her feel so shitty about that night that she just assumed she had.
When I won the Oscar for Miss...
Oh my God, sorry, I have my volume turned all the way up. Okay, wait, let's watch her. I actually wanted to watch first Kathy Bates. King Lux, thank you for the 2 months. Lionheart, thank you for the 14 months. Oh, sorry. Yellow Notebook Paper, thank you for the tier 1. I was yapping so much. Yankee Doodle Doo, thank you for the 3 months. Olympi, thank you for the 10 months. Okay, so here is Kathy Bates.
The 5 women nominated for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role
Oh my God, a young Daniel Day. A young DDL.
Kathy Bates in Misery. Angelica Houston in The Grifters. Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Meryl Streep in Postcards from the Edge.
Also, you know what's crazy is that the same around the same time that Misery came out, both Dances with Wolves, which won Best Picture that year, or at the next year's Oscars. It was huge film, Kevin Costner, and Home Alone came out. So the fact that Misery was still part of the cultural conversation, that it made quite a bit of money, that it didn't entirely slip through the cracks because two of the biggest films of the 90s came out around the same time.
Joanne Woodward in Mr. and Mrs. Bridge. And the Oscar goes to Kathy Bates in Misery.
Daniel Day's got that last of the Mohicans hair still.
I'd like to thank the Academy. I've been waiting a long time to say that. I would like to congratulate all the nominees this evening, especially those in this category. Their work continues to humble and inspire me. I would like to thank everyone associated with Misery, Columbia Pictures, Castle Rock, Andy Scheinman, Rob Reiner for giving me a chance. I'd like to thank William Goldman for bringing the wonderful, crazy Annie Wilkes to the screen, and Stephen King for thinking of her in the first place. I would like to thank Jimmy Kahn and apologize publicly for the ankles.
Also, James Caan said that people throughout the years have said to him so many times, "How are the legs?" So if you ever meet James Caan, I would suggest don't open with that line. Maybe do the classic, "Look how they massacred my boy." I'm sure a lot of people have said that too, but yeah, I guess like hundreds. Oh my God, wait, I forgot he died. Oh my God, so I guess if you ever meet him in heaven or wherever. Oh my God, I totally forgot he's dead. Wait a second. Oh my God. Yeah, he died 2 years ago. Okay, that was before my time streaming, so I haven't revisited whether or not James Caan is alive or dead. Oh my God, I just thought he was really old still. No, dude, he's dead. Okay, this is at least the 5th time this has happened where I've forgotten that somebody died. Well, you know what? My statement still remains, okay? If you ever meet James Caan in any type of afterlife, do not ask him how his legs are. Especially not if you meet him in hell. If you're burning in hell and you're like, "Hey, Jimmy, how are the legs?"
And I would like to say that I really am your #1 fan, Jimmy. I would like to thank the cast and the crew of Misery. They're incredible. They were a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, what's more common, me thinking someone's dead when they're still alive, or me thinking someone's alive and they've died?
And I would like to thank my friends watching from New York at the Sea Palace on 9th Avenue. And I would like to thank my family, my friends, my mom at home, and my dad, who I hope is watching somewhere. I would like to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so she thanks her mom there. Kathy Bates believes she never thanked her now deceased mom when she won her first Oscar.
Misery, she said, "I don't know what all the excitement about. You didn't discover the cure for cancer." I forgot to thank her that night.
You know, you did thank her.
I don't know what all the excitement is about. It's not like you found the cure for cancer. You know what? Kathy Bates having an impossible to please, like, emotionally abusive mother is... Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Yeah, maybe that's where she got some of her inspiration for the role of Annie Wilkes. You know, can I just say, if your bar for your child's accomplishments is curing cancer, go fuck yourself, okay? You don't deserve nice things in life. And if your child is Kathy Bates, who wins the Oscar for her breakout performance and gives a performance that is considered to be one of the greatest horror performances of all time, and by all accounts, Kathy Bates is a very lovely woman, and you had the nerve to say to her, well, it's not like you cured cancer, and then gaslit her into thinking she didn't thank your ungrateful ass, you deserve to have both of your ankles shattered.
At the end of your speech, you thanked her.
No, I did not. I did not. You go back and look at it. I didn't.
We did go back and look.
I
Then
would
we
like to
showed her.
thank my family, my friends, my mom at home, and my dad.
Oh, look at her face.
Who I hope is watching somewhere.
Oh my God.
What do you think of him?
Oh my God, I have chills. I have chills. Oh, I know. Now oh. That moment when when it hits her that, yeah, she did thank her mom. She did. And all of those years. And I bet she was probably too fucked up from that to like ever go back and watch her speech to verify it herself. Like her mom just gaslit her into thinking for decades that she never thanked her. Oh man. If only the internet existed back in the day. But like I said, you know, she probably was so distraught by it that she never sought out trying to find a clip of her speech. Damn.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this. Wait, let's go back.
What do you think of him?
Thank you. Why did I think I didn't thank her? When I won the Oscar for Misery, she said,
Oh my God. Oh. Wait, I want to watch the rest of this. Kathy Bates interview mom.
in my life and shed 100 pounds, and it's taken years to do it, to wear it, you know, and I went and I just like, oh my God, I looked so ridiculous. So that's part of it now, you know, it's like, I feel...
Black, simple.
Well, simple, classic. I think I didn't thank her.
Later in the show, Kathy Bates reflects on finding happiness.
No!
Producer talk.
Later in the show, I just want the longer clip.
Why did I think I didn't thank her?
Later.
Thank you.
Goddamn CBS Sunday Morning. Oh my God, what a heartbreaking moment. But also a beautiful one where she can finally release the guilt. This one got it. Thank you.
I feed you, I clean you, I dress you, and what thanks do I get? All you
I had giving up. He had to spend a fortune that we didn't have sending me to South. I wanted to nurture it about you didn't discover the cure for cancer. I forgot to thank her that night.
You know, you did thank her. At the end of your speech, you thanked her.
No, I did not. I did not. You go back and look at it. I didn't.
We did go back and look. Then we showed her.
My family, my friends, my mom at home, and my dad, who I hope is watching somewhere.
What do you think of him?
Thank you. Why did I think I didn't thank her? Oh, what a relief.
Why does that mean so much to you?
Because she should have had my life. When she died, I said, come into me. I wanted her spirit to come into me. Even though we had so many difficulties, I wanted her spirit to come into me and enjoy everything I was enjoying because of what she'd given up. Wow, thank you so much.
God.
Now 76 years old.
that's just such a real moment. I don't know how I don't know how else to describe it. Man, relationships with our parent or parents are so fucking complicated. It's so tough, and it's amazing that you can be at the age that Kathy's at and still.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. Craving the ceramides in CeraVe.
Is to have a complicated relationship with a parent, and how like she's carried around with her for so many years just this deep guilt that she shouldn't have been carrying around with her. Man, you can see how much lighter she feels at, like, seriously, you can see the weight, like, physically lifted off her chest. Yeah, you could see the little child in her there right in that moment. Like, I remember my mom opening up to me about something really cruel that her mother had done to her. And at the time, we didn't know, like, nobody knew, but my grandma was in the throes of early onset dementia. And there were people around her who unknowingly, even though there was intention there to be cruel, but unknowingly took advantage of my grandmother's dementia. And anyway, so she said very, very, very cruel things to my mother. And then my grandma got sick and she died, and my mother took care of her throughout that process. And it was years later when my mom had, you know how it'll be that suddenly one night your parent just decide, you're talking about nothing, and then they'll just open up to you about something incredibly painful that you can't believe they've carried around with them for so long. You know how it goes. And I just remember, like, telling my mom, you didn't deserve that. Like, that, right? And like, her struggle with obviously the lingering anger that she had felt and hurt that she had felt towards my grandma, but it being complicated by my grandma getting sick and then passing away. So there was really, no chance to have any type of healing or, a conversation with her mom because she died. Yeah, it's why moments like it's not your fault, those hit. And seeing Kathy at her age reacting like that to someone telling her, like, hey, not only should you not feel guilty, but you did thank your mom. Like, you've been misled. You've been wrongly led to believe that you didn't do this thing that you did. I can't relate. Really, my family's the Asian kind that doesn't talk. Oh, well, I think a lot of people, we all have families where communication is difficult, but that's why, like, those moments where you get, your parent or a family member to open up in a way that you recognize that they probably have never opened up that way before. And sometimes, like, you realize people, no matter what age they're at, they just need to be told, like, it's okay. And it wasn't your fault, and you didn't deserve that fucking trauma and abuse that was put on you. Damn. Well, I'm glad Kathy Bates isn't retiring. Rumor had it that after Matlock, the series that she just won, what did she win? A Golden Globe for? Yeah, something. That she was going to retire after, but apparently she's not retiring. So maybe maybe we will get Misery 2, Annie's Revenge. Or worse, when they pass away young, there's no resolution. Yeah, I am a believer, and I know it's easier said than done, but like, say how you feel now, because you never know if that chance will be taken from you. And I think a lot of people are in very profound pain, and it's pain that has been inflicted upon them by the people who are closest to them, and that's often family. And because, you know, many families have things like generational trauma and these old school attitudes of just grin and bear it and sweep everything under the rug. A lot of things go unaddressed, and often you then never can address it because a person dies, and, you know, life happens, right? Death comes for all of us. And so I don't know, I just always feel like not even in the cheesy way of like, yes, okay, tell the people that you love them, right? You never know what can happen. Tell you love them. But I think more so I look at it as like not just saying I love you to the people who you love, but addressing like the pain that people have caused you, so that it's not something that, you know, you carry around your whole life and lose the opportunity to address with the person who caused you that pain because you no longer like physically can. Sometimes my parents just forget shit and say they would have done something different, but like, okay, but you literally didn't. Like, sorry, you can't revise history, okay? You cannot. Parent lore goes crazy. My grandpa died from the Vietnam War with cancer. They apparently used his body for SETI. My mom one time said she saw him stapled up, and I was like, dude, it is such a thing that you'll just be chilling, okay? You're just chilling. Like, this now happens quite frequently. More often than it used to, which I look at as a good thing. It means that my mom is emotionally opening up in a way that for most of my life she was incapable of. But like every time I go home and I'm just chilling on the little bed in my parents' office, and maybe I'm, you know, looking at Discord on my computer or something, and my mom will just sit down and be like, yeah, so, you know, I was thinking we could do paddle tennis tomorrow, and then drops the most insane dramatic lore. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to put my computer away. Hold on a second. Feel like that this is deserving of my full attention. Yeah, just some casual trauma dumping when you least expect it. You know how that is. I think many of us experience that. You might accidentally get on a hot mic and record the whole conversation. Yeah, Sam is absolutely right when she clocks my shit and is like, you know, I love you, but I do not trust you to not accidentally share like somebody's profile that you shouldn't be liking anything on, or accidentally sharing something, recording, going live, whatever it is, keeping your mic on. This is from a now canceled show. I know, Castle Rock. I watched that show.
We're searchers, you and me.
Is this the only other time that Annie Wilkes has been on screen? Castle Rock season 2 had Lizzie Kaplan playing a young Annie Wilkes, so it was like, you know, a precursor to Misery. I think it's the only other time that they've done the character of Annie Wilkes. Was it good? Okay, I stopped watching. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm blaming it on Will Neff. This was absolutely an instance where we were in the middle of watching this season of Castle Rock, and Will decided that he hated it. And so we stopped watching, and I just forgot to, like, I don't know, go back and watch myself.
But you deserve a chance to make a place in the world. See, I'm a searcher who just wants to settle. Wants it bad. Just can't seem to find that place that'll live up to you, my perfection.
You want to tell me what you're doing in this place?
Well, that's a fine thing to say to a customer.
Customer who has brought the host of problems to my town, which already has enough problems.
Yeah, they didn't do a season 3. I think they just canceled it after
cock-a-doodie
this.
thing about us.
Oh, she said it. She said it.
You don't know a cock-a-doodie thing about us. This town is not a good place.
We're running from something, aren't we?
I will always do anything to keep you safe.
People around here, they forget. They forget the past. It's written in blood. I'm warning you. Something bad is coming.
You listen to me now. People in places like this try to make you one of them. So they can use you and throw you away. But I won't let them. It'll be blood on Christmas before I let them.
That's the story, soup to nuts.
I always feel there's always something about these like Netflix / Hulu shows where often it's like, okay, you know? Kaplan did a great job. Yeah, I did think she did it. I did think she did a good job in the role. There's kind of a little bit of CW vibes. Like, it, you know, good enough is what I would say. Shows like this, you know, kind of has just that look, usually like a Hulu or Netflix original type show. And you're like, yeah, that's okay. Good enough, you know? Like CW vibes without kind of embracing like the melodrama of CW. Calling a show CW is like the worst insult I can give a show. You know what? I fucked with CW back in the day. I will say. Did you like the new Dexter? Which one? Because I went to go try to watch Dexter original. I don't even know. There's like multiple new Dexter shows. I'm so fucking confused. Look at this. So Dexter Resurrection, where I thought this motherfucker was dead. I thought he was dead and gone, but I guess he's not. I guess he's being resurrected. But then there's also Dexter Original Sin. This is from last year. Like, what? And I guess it's a prequel, and then they have, I don't know. I thought Dexter was done. I thought it was Jover. And then they brought back Dexter New Blood. And it's like, okay, Now it's like really done. And then I guess Michael C. Hall doesn't do anything else. Like, I feel as if this happens often where you have an actor like Michael C. Hall who really is known for one thing, and they kind of have to just keep doing it. So if the network is down to reboot it, do a prequel, whatever, then you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to just be this character for the rest of my life. Did you hear the new White Lotus opening? Wait, isn't White Lotus back tonight? Hold on. Yes. I watched it. Okay. Was it good? Don't say anything. I already read early reviews that people really love it. New Blood is when he escapes to Canada, lives in the mountains, but comes across Harrison, who passes the torch to original sins of young Dexter, where he learns the code. It's his origin story. Michael's only doing the narration on Original Sin, but he is coming back in Resurrection, correct? I used to be a massive Dexter fan. Oh, me too. I was a massive Dexter fan, and then that show just fucking sunk into the harbor and rests next to the mutilated bodies of the chopped up bodies of Dexter's victims. I'm scared for how they're running Yellow Jackets further into the ground. That's another show that Will Neff absolutely now, to be fair to him, I also thought season 2 was fucking trash. But I'm kind of one of those where I'm like, when I'm looking around for something to watch, I go, well, there is the new Yellow Jackets season. But he will no longer partake. So I'm like, do I watch some? But you know how it's like, okay, if there's shows that you watch with people, sometimes it's not as fun when you just watch it on your own. You're like, oh, all right, do I just go solo on this? The one dead plot line so bad I wish I can erase it from my mind. I know. I wish I could take the thing from Men in Black and just bloop, bloop. What's White Lotus about? Okay. One line. White Lotus is about a group. It's different every season. But it's always about a group of rich, usually terrible people who go to a very fancy resort. And then shit happens. Rich people doing rich people shit. Do you know the line, the gays, they're trying to kill me? Remember when that was everywhere on the internet? That is from White Lotus. Last week tonight also came back after White Lotus. So we have, okay, so last week tonight is back. We got new season of White Lotus. We got we're in the middle of Severance season 2. Invisible. What else is back right now? What else are we so back with? And by we, I mean me. Invincible's been so great. I fucking love that show. Andor season 2. Hell yeah. We got Andor season 2. Should I watch Severance? Yes, especially because you don't have to wait 10 years for season 2. You're one of the lucky ones, my friend. You're one of the lucky ones who did not watch season 1 when it came out and then your gray hair increased by 30% or higher by the time the second season came out. Oh, I read that as Lost. I was like, Lost is returning? Lost is coming back? That's crazy. You know what they are doing, which I don't know. I don't know about this. They're doing the Goonies too. 40 years after the original. Spielberg is producing again. I mean, I guess the one reason that I would feel excited for this is so that Ke Huy Quan has another role. I haven't seen this film of his yet, Love Hurts, but apparently it got absolutely panned, and I'm nervous for him. Like, maybe I should just watch this film and give it one more view, but yeah, you know, having this film where I'm assuming they would bring back at least as much of the original cast as they could, like it would be some type of 40 years later type of thing. I'm sure it will suck. You know, we really just can't let go of nostalgia. We cannot let go of nostalgia. We can't. We can never move on. We're always like, oh, it's been 40 years. There hasn't been another Goonies movies in 40 years. Have you watched the Netflix Daredevil show? I think I watched a couple episodes of that. Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan's got a new show. Vince Gillian? Let's see, what's he got? Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan's next show will be psychological sci-fi that explores the human condition in a surprising way. Oh my God. Rhea Seehorn Hive, We Eaten. Rhea Seehorn will star as the lead. Okay, Rhea Seehorn Hive, we're up. We're getting her Emmy. I don't care if this show is ass. We're going to campaign like we have never campaigned before. Already wrapped, filming, and coming to Apple TV. Already wrapped, but no title. No, the title is Rhea Seehorn finally gets her Emmy. That's the title. It's sad these are the kinds of movies that make huge money. Oh, Goonies too. Like all the 30 highest grossing films of 2024 remakes, sequels, book adaptations. Well, that's why they keep making them, even when ones do fail or when they're just like not good movies. They make money, then, or, you know, they think they'll make money and they just keep doing them. Rhea Seehorn is the lead. That is that's the title. That's all you need to know. What are your thoughts on Silo? Okay. Well, Welly, I thought season 1 was awesome. Season 2 was very frustrating. Very frustrating. And I think the show kind of fell off. And I was so pissed by the ending. I do love me some Rebecca Ferguson. Have you watched Foundation? I have not gotten into that show yet. Y'all kind of overhyped season 1. I end up liking season 2 more. I felt like, first of all, no, I didn't really see that many people talking about Silo season 2. Like, I kind of had to search on Twitter. And most of the people that I saw were all like, this season is pissing me off. I think Fargo season 1 is great. Other seasons of Fargo, like, I think start out strong and then just go like they run into the problem of filler episodes, but it's not a type of show that can have filler episodes. And so it's like, you know, the first 3 or 4 episodes will be great. And then you're just like, what are we doing? What's happening? So there have been a couple Fargo seasons that I just haven't finished. Because I'm like, Did you like the latest season? Was the latest season the one with John Hamm? Or was there a season after that? Yeah, I didn't finish that because the show like got off the tracks. And I got kind of bored by it. Isn't that crazy how you'll do that though, where you watch, you know, who else has done it where you have watched every single episode except for the last, and it might even be a show that you like, you just haven't watched it. Like, how did I put all this time in? And then it kind of becomes this, it's kind of like that thing where when someone has texted you and you didn't text them back, and a day goes by, and then a week goes by, and then a month goes by, but you still think, you're like, oh my fucking God, I never text them back. But so much time has passed, and you're like, fuck, okay, I'm going to text them back. I got it. But then more time passes. Like, oh shit. Will? Yes. What are you doing right now? Grabbing a snack. Wait, come here. Do you ever want to finish Zort?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Not tonight.
What are you doing?
Kingdom Come.
Oh, you really like that game, huh?
Yeah. Finish it tomorrow?
Maybe.
Zort.
Guess what's back tonight?
Oh.
Wait, how does the theme song go again? White Lotus.
Oh.
It just blanked. Okay, I guess we're not sorting. Huh?
It's this.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Nailed it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. All right, you guys, should we do a little noir? If we're not gonna Zort. If we ain't gonna Zort, then I can do some noir. I can see if Sam, it's kind of late. I feel